So, for example, if you want to review something back or you want to go back and watch it, I'm going to put it. I'm going to add it to my playlist, right? So you can have access over there. But well, I'm using right here this
I could have access to what?
to the video, to this video, right?
Okay,
So
okay,
you
got
can
it.
go back and forward, and then that's it. Okay.
Okay,
Good.
okay,
Show me what you
teacher.
got.
I send the email again to my three teachers, could be my
Yes.
three expert teachers. They were Mr. Cotton, Mr. Barbosa, and Mr. Pavon.
Okay.
Okay. So Mr. Cotton told me that I should do a kind of piloting, but not apply instruments, but in order to know if the questions are suit
Mm-hmm.
to what I want to ask
Okay.
about the situation, about the issue.
Yeah.
On the other hand, uh, Mr. Barbosa told me something, and I'm a little bit shocked because of that. He told me actually that my general objective is too specific. So he told me to change it. So once again, I'm going to share with you my general objective.
Mm-hmm.
This is, wait,
If you mind, you can share your screen for me to read it too.
um, with, with my cell phone, but
There's I don't know, touch the screen, and there's going to be some like it says like more options, and there is going to be some like sharing screen or something like that. I forgot.
yeah, but
Ah, yes, sure. No.
I'm in my cell phone,
Okay.
but I
Now,
could share it, with my camera. I don't know
not to
if
worry.
it could.
I'm going to share my window, right? And let's enter to a model, and we're going to see it over there. Give me a second, please.
Don't worry.
Hmm. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording right here because I don't want to show some of.
Gave me a kind of recommendation in order to have a general objective. However, he told me also that, my general objective was instead of a general one, a specific one.
Okay.
So he gave me a kind of recommendation, but he told me that with this recommendation, well, I understood that I should change my interview
Okay.
and or something like
Okay,
that.
so we
So
have right here to identify the speaking methods that are being used by teachers to have an effective and viable critical thinking development in their EFL intermediate students. Which was his recommendation?
okay, uh, I'm going to share this recommendation, but I also would like to understand this general objective that he gave me to me, and also try to adapt it if it is too difficult or something like that. I don't know. So he told me I would suggest this one
Mm-hmm.
to examine the effectiveness of
Examine,
oral skills.
examine, examine, no, examine.
Sorry, to examine the effectiveness of oral skills methods for
Mm-hmm.
the development of critical thinking in an intermediate EFL class at the University of Pamplona. That was the general objective
To
that he
examine.
gave me to me.
Okay, sounds good. But I was, as you can see right here, maybe you said right here, so like to understand the challenges that professors could experience when developing speaking methods to foster critical thinking. Maybe right here we can say maybe to identify the challenges that professors could experience when developing the speaking methods to foster critical thinking. And here we can say something like to understand the speaking methods or to examine the speaking methods, the one you said, so we can mix that idea that gave you Professor Barbosa with yours in order to have something even more general, right? And something even more ambitious. So yeah, sounds good. But
Yes, but
in the
I
end,
don't know how to answer.
what you want to do is going to be to examine, right? So yes, to identify is going to be extremely specific,
Specific.
yes. But to examine is going to be something like even more even rounded, right? So if we say, for example, to examine the speaking methods implemented by or conducted by teachers to have an effective and viable critical thinking development in their EFL intermediate students, yeah, sounds even more general, right? So we can play with that, but in the end, what you want to do is to examine that, right? Maybe not to identify, because to identify is going to say this was a strategy, this other method, and this other strategy, right? But we can what we can do right here is to say something like, okay, these are the ones, the methods chosen by the teacher, and this is the way in which the teacher has thought on how to implement this, right? Something like that. So
Okay.
that's what I think that you want to do, right? To examine and then to see what they are doing with those methods.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
examine sounds better, right?
Okay, but in that case, you told me other objective, other general objective. Could you repeat it, please?
The
It was
same,
like,
no, the same thing, to examine or to understand that speaking methods implemented by the teachers, right? Or to analyze the way in which teachers implement speaking methods in order to foster critical thinking development, something like that.
so your recommendations are or to exam,
Examine,
examine,
examine.
exam,
Mhm.
examine, or
To
to analyze.
understand, analyze, to understand, right? So for me,
Mm.
examine is good, and maybe understand or analyze is even more is good too, right? So I don't know. Let's try
Did
to.
you? I don't know if you could write. I'm sorry for bothering you, but could you write this recommendation from you, this new possible objective?
Yeah, I'm going to what? I'm going to create right here the
Please,
notes.
it's better like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, not to worry.
Mm,
But it's
okay,
because I'm watching this in the view form and not in the edition form. Okay,
okay.
amazing here.
But you
Um,
could write here in our chat, in Jitsi chat, and I could have a screenshot of it.
okay,
That
okay,
could
very
work.
good.
That could
So I'm gonna copy and paste it.
work.
You have
And
to
with
say,
this other recommendation, I could have like a mix between what Mr. Barbosa and you told me.
yeah.
And in this case, I could work with the same kind of question
Mm-hmm.
that yeah, because he told me I didn't see all the questions because since the first one, I can know the answer to the general objective.
Okay.
So he told me I didn't review
Mm-hmm.
how could I review the other things, and I was like, okay,
Okay. Well, that's his way of evaluating. So, mm, okay. So this is going to be the original one, right? Okay.
okay,
I'm going to stop sharing the screen,
okay, doesn't matter.
and then here we're going to say something like that to analyze. and damn it, analyze the speaking methods that are being used to implemented by teachers to have an effective and viable curriculum development. This is one. The other one could be to understand the the implementation damn it, the implementation of speaking methods to foster critical thinking development in to understand the implementation of speaking by teachers.
Okay, teacher, I understood that the main problem here
Teachers
in
to
the main
foster.
objective. I'm sorry.
Yes. Done. So
Do you hear me?
those could be, yes, I hear
Okay.
you. So those could be the ones that I'm showing you there. Those could be some like the possible changes that could be done,
Okay.
and they're going to sound kind of general, right?
Okay.
And well, you think about what best suits you, and that's it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
So,
go on.
and to analyze the speaking methods implemented by teachers to have an effective and viable critical thinking development and to understand. Okay, I think that it could be better to analyze.
Hmm.
I'm not quite sure. Well, in
Let's do
this,
something. I think also I want to recommend you Bloom's taxonomy.
yeah, I had it, but I didn't know how to. Well, I had the will,
Yeah.
Blom's will. You gave us the last year, but I didn't know how to work with it. Over here, I have examine, and over here there are like analyze, case study, comparison, critical incident, and stuff
Okay,
like that. But
right
even so,
here we have, okay, for Bloom's taxonomy, when we're going to talk about analyze, it's going to be the big chunk. So we have inside analyze, we have differentiate, organize, relate, compare, contrast, distinguish, examine, experiment. I'm going to share once again my screen
okay,
for you to watch it. Okay, okay, here, blah, 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 blah. So, um, okay, I think you can see right here, okay? So here, this
yeah,
one, analyze, is going to be related to draw connections
okay.
among ideas, and to understand is going to be explain ideas or concepts. So what do you want to do? To draw connections among ideas or to explain ideas or concepts? What was the other one? To identify. The three of them are different. Here.
Yeah.
Understand is going, sorry, identify is going to be related to understand. And analyze is going to be related to, and examine is going to be related to analyze. So what do you want to do? To understand or to analyze? So take that
I
into
think
account.
I think it could be analyzed, but I'm not quite sure. What
Okay.
could be your recommendation? What could be better for
For
me?
me, and what I have read about your project, for me is going to be understand, because you wanted to identify. So identify is going to be tightly directed or focused on understanding, right?
Okay.
So yeah. So right
For you,
here,
it's better to understand. Over here, in understand, in
here,
Bloom's
look,
taxonomy,
analyze is going to be related to differentiating, organizing, and attributing. And what is the identify?
over
What
here,
did?
I have associate, compare, discuss, distinguish, differentiate, estimate,
Mm-hmm.
explain, express, extend, illustrate, indicate, infer, interpret. Yeah, I think, yeah, I think it's better to understand.
Very good. Yeah, because you want to understand what they're doing in order to foster critical thinking, right? But you're not going to
Yeah,
examine. You're not going to decipher to.
yes, because Yeah, because with analyze it will be
Yeah,
more
you're
like
not going to examine. You're not going to something like you're not going to create a deep analysis on what they're doing and how they're doing that. No, what you're doing, what you're going to say something like is uh, yeah, you're going to be something like just focus on the way they're doing that. So they have selected their methods, but it's like okay, how do they do that in order to foster critical thinking, right? So that's what I understand, and I don't know if I'm kind of close to your idea.
okay. So in these cases, how are they doing that kind of development of critical thinking
Yep.
through this? Okay, will be understand. It
Okay.
will be more like to understand, and in order to fix all the interview or the observations
Mhm.
items, like
Yes.
observation, and then I'm sorry for that.
Have you
Okay,
sent me have you sent me recently the what
the
the validation format? I haven't checked. No, you haven't.
I think so. Yeah,
But
yeah.
via
I said
Edmodo, please. Send it to
no.
me via Edmodo,
Okay,
right?
but that's
As if
for
it
27th.
well, I just put it over there that that date, but the assignment is going to be
We can.
open.
Okay,
So
okay,
not worry not. As soon as you send me that, I'm going to try to check it sooner as I can. Okay, for you to have a fast
okay,
feedback about that.
okay. Teacher, but there is other trouble. Could
Hmm.
be because no, it's not for this. It's because I have to, divide my time and invest to other matters and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I think I could send it maybe on Monday with some corrections, and maybe after that uh, you could evaluate it
Yeah,
once again.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
So send it, and I think Monday night I'm going to be
okay,
some like correcting and sending feedbacks sooner as I can. Okay.
okay, okay, okay. I got
Okay.
it. Okay,
Anything
thank
else?
you.
No. Okay. Bye
No,
bye.
I think no.
Have a
Okay,
great day.
okay.